governments can do a lot to help biodiversity thrive. You may be wondering what they can do to help, so we brought in an expert.
Hello, I am Professor Stinson from the University of York, and I am here to explain some of the ways that governments can help improve biodiversity.
So what is biodiversity?
Biodiversity is a term used to refer to every living thing, including plants, which make up an ecosystem.
What is an ecosystem?
An ecosystem is a community of living things in one particular area, which can be as small as a pot plant or as big as the world.
Now that you know what it is, we will explain some things that governments can do to stop biodiversity loss, such as bringing no fish zones and using renewable energy like solar, wind, water and geothermal.
Additionally, we need to slow down population growth. To do this, we should improve healthcare, particularly in poorer countries. We also need to give women and girls more educational opportunities and reduce poverty. Research has shown that if we accomplish these three things, women will have fewer children and the population will stabilise.
Why is it so important to slow population growth?
If the population gets out of control, even more trees will need to be cut down to make space for more farms and housing. That will mean even more biodiversity loss.
We have learned about the role of governments, however.
Individuals can do a great deal to help stop the loss of biodiversity. For example, individuals can save energy by turning off lights, walking instead of travelling by car, and taking trains and buses.
We are here with biodiversity expert Professor Stinson. Professor Stinson, how can ordinary people help to stop climate change and biodiversity loss?
That's a good question. People can move to a mainly plant-based diet.
Good point. I agree. We know that it is perfect for the environment, but can you explain why?
It takes 100 times as much land to produce a kilocalorie of beef versus plant-based alternatives. If everyone was able to vastly cut down the amount of meat they eat, we could reduce the amount of land we use for farming by 50%.
Then all that land can be used for increasing biodiversity.
Exactly. People can also help reduce biodiversity loss in their local communities by providing bee hotels and birdhouses. Just leaving areas of gardens and fields to grow wild is also incredibly helpful.
Isn't it true that individuals can only do so much? It's governments who have the biggest impact on climate change.
That's true, but everyone can put pressure on their governments to keep their promises. They can send persuasive emails or letters to their MP or even the Prime Minister.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing this information with us, Professor Stinson.
It was a pleasure to be here.
In conclusion, biodiversity loss and climate change are serious problems that affect our planet in many ways.
This is why we need to all take part in helping and to stop climate change, especially the world's governments who have the biggest role to play. They can stop this by ending deforestation and stopping the use of fossil fuels. Climate change is making our world spin out of its axis. We can stop this, but we need to start now. If we do not act, it will just end in disaster. In the year 1950, 66% of Earth's land was covered by nature. Now this figure is down to only 35%.
This just shows our planet is in danger, but we can all stop if we work together.